So, Matt, let's start with who you are as a person. What is it that makes you you?
Oh, way too many things. Uh, Gosh, just life experience.
Yeah.
I've done so much. So I grew up in Nebraska, and then I went to the Air Force, and
Nice.
I came back to Nebraska and got a bachelor's in history at the University of Nebraska. And I've been in Farmington for 35 years. I've done so many different jobs. I was a server for years. Well, started out as a cook in high school, and then
Oh, me too.
really,
First
Yep.
ever job was a line cook.
yes, that's correct. Short order cook, and then in college I was a server, and then got out of the college and started up the ladder of the corporate ladder.
There we go.
And after less than a year of that, I told them where to go and went back to waiting tables.
Yeah.
And then I got into the oil field for 20 years, and I've done it all from drilling to production. And
You're a well-versed man of many
I've
talents.
done many things, yes.
That is always great. Myself, I've worked so many jobs that it's hard to keep track of them sometimes. I'm young. I don't want my age to be out there with my secret identity, but I am young. But I've done so much in my short time here, so I definitely understand the working and constantly working. What experience do you have working those many jobs? Do you think made it possible for you to try to want to be a senator?
Well, I have a bachelor's in history, and actually one of the main things that people do with that is go into politics. I've never actually used my bachelor's directly
Really?
as a teacher or anything like that. I've always been a worker, whether in the oil field or whatever, but of course, just the education itself has helped me starting businesses, etc.,
That's good.
to understand stuff better. What history really teaches is, as a matter of fact, the course that I had that was the best, the single day, was okay, here's a document, or find a document a couple hundred years old, tell me what you get out of it.
Yeah.
Came back the next week and they said, okay, write a paper on what it doesn't tell you.
Oh.
And that was the thing that, okay, now it's time to start thinking, to learn how to think, because it's not just what it directly tells you, it is what it doesn't tell you.
And history is written by the winners.
All too often, if not always.
Yeah.
But so again, just the ability to think. And all these other jobs, it's all built up till today.
Oh.
So I'm using it all.
Well, that's good. What's your so far on the campaign trail? You have done quite a few things. You've teamed up with now 2 real-life superheroes. You have been on the news a few times. I believe so, if my research is correct.
Correct.
What has so far been your favorite thing you've encountered while running for senator?
Oh,
Other than me and Skyline.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. We'll leave that one out. And then, but it's talking to people, because the first round of signatures that I needed, I got 3,500 signatures, and I got all but 60 of those myself. And it is just getting out and talking to people. And I've ran for office several times in Farmington, 2-1, Republican to Democratic.
I do
area.
remember that. Yeah, I was living in
And-
Farmington at the time.
Oh, nice.
I do remember this.
And, always going door to door.
Thank you. Hey, how are you doing, man?
I just got down watching TikTok and everything.
Nice.
Liking your videos and stuff.
Yeah, I get the notifications, man. Glad to see you're doing all right. I'm in the middle of an interview right now,
All right.
but I'll circle back and I'll talk with you later, all right?
Thank you for your service.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, that's one of the local people who we consistently run into while we're on patrols. Really nice guy. His name's Tank. So
That is awesome. And he just introduced you to a couple others. So that is sweet.
he's a really cool guy. Where were we?
So on running in Farmington, the main thing is I went door to door, and I've talked to thousands of people, and that's where I learned the most. And that's where I am so much more in tune than the average politician to the average person. Even now, again, getting all those signatures, I've been out speaking with people, and that's what I enjoy the most.
That's fair. So, you as a senator, you are running as a socialist, as a democratic socialist. Can you describe what that means? Because a lot of people hear the term socialist and they believe it's the USSR, communistic, and the
Well,
regime.
The people over a certain age, that went through the Cold War, correct, they go straight to communism. And socialism and communism, even though socialism has something to do with communism, they are completely different systems. Communism is everything is owned by the government. And all industry, housing, everything's owned by the government. Except now China has its own form of communism because they've combined with capitalism in many different ways also. So, but my view of socialism is social, we the people. So it's stuff that's being done for us.
Yeah.
And the people that's really showing us how to do it are the country of Mexico. So first they had AMLO, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, as president for 6 years.
All right.
And everything he did was for the people, not for the corporations, the billionaires. And in our case, we're doing way too much for Israel. They did it for the people. And now it is President Claudia Sheinbaum. And she's continued it. And by doing that, she has an over 70% approval rating, which is unheard of. I don't know if anyone's had that since FDR. And again, what FDR did was he worked for us.
So in a way, FDR is kind of socialist then.
Yes, as a matter of fact, the whole New Deal is socialism. And this is where the conservatives have been trying to eliminate the New Deal since basically the 40s, just after World War II. Yeah. So, and if we just get back to enacting, expanding the New Deal, that's what we need to do. And like right now, homelessness is such a huge issue.
Yes.
Housing first, period. Because it is cheaper to house somebody than to have them on the streets.
Amen.
So that makes no sense at all to not be doing it. And then we need to treat a drug addiction as a healthcare problem, not a law enforcement problem.
Amen.
We need to treat mental situations as a healthcare problem, not a law enforcement problem. And again, all of this would save money. And incarcerating people over stuff like this is just stupid. So now there are many very bad actors, rapists, murderers, child molesters. Yes, they need imprisoned. But for drug addiction, for mental health issues, no. That is not where people belong.
And so where do you stand on the whole Epstein file issue? I know we talked a little bit before the camera went on and we checked the mics. But you, as an individual, where do you stand within the Epstein files? Where do you stand on the issue and how it needs to be treated?
Well, what we found out is that excessive wealth has developed a truly, truly sick class. And at this point, I don't believe in billionaires at all. If that much money makes these people that sick, then let's tax the hell out of them to the point that they no longer exist. Now, with the Epstein files themselves, they need to be immediately released, but with proper redaction. Redaction of all the victims and no redaction of the perpetrators. The perpetrators, and I don't give a damn who they are, and we're in New Mexico, where we have Zorro Ranch, and a lot occurred here, including with many prominent Democrats, and I don't give a damn who you are. If you raped or molested a young child, then you need to be, it needs to be broadcast to the world. You need to be prosecuted and hopefully convicted and imprisoned. And again, I don't give a damn who you are.
Amen. All right. So you, as who you are, as a veteran, as a family person, as a family man, I don't want to say a Family Guy because then insert the Family Guy jokes within my comment section. But you, as who you are as a person, what makes you feel like you are going to become senator? What is your driving force that makes you feel like I will do this?
Well, frankly, I don't want this job. However, I will be great at this job. I am taking no corporate money. I'm taking no APAC money. And I'm just flat too pissed off to be bought off. And if I can get to DC, I will be a terrorist to everyone. Matter of fact, to quote FDR, they will hate me and I will welcome their hatred. So we just have so much that needs dealt with. And part of what drives me is, so I have autism and ADHD. And I absolutely cannot take injustice. It drives me crazy. As a matter of fact, I can't even watch the news after 4 or 5 in the afternoon, or I won't sleep that night. So injustice has to end, and I don't care if it's economic injustice or if it's injustice directly perpetrated by law enforcement or by our laws, which are unjust because too many of them were passed by the rich, for the rich and against everybody else. I just cannot take injustice. So I want to get in there and fight for the average person.
So, one thing I was unaware of before we started this interview is you having ADHD and autism. Do you think any of your opponents will use that against you? Or have they used it against you already?
No, they have not used it against me already. Will they? Fine, bring it on. Because it only makes me who I am. And the other side of having it is I'm very, very good at coming up with new ideas. And this is what is going to be needed now and after the next crash, which I really believe is coming, and it could rival 1929. And we're going to need somebody like my hero, Francis Perkins, who was the author, basically, the author of the New Deal, to come up with new ideas to get us out of that situation.
Oh.
And even the situation we're in now is not good. And we need people that are willing to speak up and do what is right, even if that means, yes, I'm not going to get the money. It might even be putting my life at danger. Matter of fact, I'm sure it is, because I'm speaking up loudly against Israel.
Oh.
And they do not tolerate that at all. There's a good possibility that Charlie Kirk was killed because he was being pushed to change the attitudes of young men who were his supporters. And they've seen all of the TikTok videos of the Israeli occupation forces committing absolutely heinous crimes against others.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no undoing that, even though they're very conservative. They've seen it on TikTok. And the answer, apparently by our politicians, including Hillary Clinton, was, oh, well, then let's crack down on TikTok. No, I got a better idea. Let's crack down on the Israeli occupation forces committing war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. Yeah. So, again, and if putting my life at risk, if every senator and every member of Congress is not willing to do that, they are absolutely spitting, if not shitting, on all of our veterans and current members in the military, and especially those in their family who died young, so that we can have the freedoms that we have.
So, on a much lighter note, to get more positive out of our interview as well. So, I have my reasons for loving New Mexico, and I've been very vocal about them both in my private life and my personal life. Despite me needing to move states for work, New Mexico is my home. I love this state, everything in it, despite all of its flaws. What can you do to even further help those reasons why I love this state, like the culture, the food, the beauty, the people. So, what makes you perfect to be my senator?
Well, so I have a minor in sociology, which is the study of people. And what I find great about New Mexico is all of the different cultures. And so I live in Farmington, being literally a mile away from the Navajo Nation. We're considered a border town. And there is a culture that is radically different than white European culture. As an example, their kinship system is completely different than ours. So when someone has a child, it's not that individual's job to care for that child. It is the family's job. Matter of fact, to such an extent that you would call your direct mom's sister's mom also, because they're all considered mom. They are all considered responsible for taking care of the child.
Yeah.
And we don't look at it that way. Oh, well, you took the responsibility or the irresponsibility of getting pregnant and having a child. It's yours to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
They never look at it that way.
No. And so growing up, people always told me New York is the melting pot. New York is the place to meet everyone, person from every culture. Do you believe that that is incorrect and it's actually New Mexico, or do you still kind of stand on that statement?
I would stand on that statement because almost the only place and really the best place in the world to have the United Nations is New York, because it doesn't matter what country you come from, there's an area of New York that you can go to that has people that have just immigrated here or have been here a while from your own country, which will have your own food, your own religious beliefs, etc. Mm-hmm. So, yes, we are a very diverse population here in New Mexico, but nothing compared to New York.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you believe, so Skyline and myself, we were both talking about this, jokingly talking about it. If we were to go national with being real life superheroes, would we have your support on that as a senator?
Understatement. As a matter of fact, I joked too, I wasn't really joking to Skyline, that if I get elected, he's got to, or we're going to arrange it for him to come to DC, because he will have propelled me into the position. There is no way I am getting elected as senator without you all's endorsement, work, and your followers, because I don't have the money to be reaching as many people as you all can reach in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
And if all of your followers get out and vote, and trust me, the boomers have made the generations below them think that their vote doesn't count, because they're worried about those other generations voting. Gen Z is the largest generation ever.
Yeah.
So if your supporters get out and vote, then I can get to Washington and fight for everyone.
Hell yeah. Well, Matt, I already told you who I voted for, and it was for you. And I will stand on that statement till I die, and even if it gets me hurt as well. But you, sir, have my full and honest endorsement, and I really hope to see you succeed and become New Mexico Senator.
Well, thank you. And if I do become New Mexico Senator, I hope to live up to that endorsement.
Well, thank you, sir.
Because I know how so many past politicians have promised X, gone to DC, and literally, like flipping a light switch, they do the opposite. And I know how so many people are so discouraged and outright fed up with that. So I hope that, like Mamdani, I can get elected and start proving what can be done when government is primarily working for we the people and not the corporations, the billionaires, and Israel.
if you were to give one final 10 words about who you are, just 10 words to summarize everything we've talked about so far, what would those be?
Oh, holy cow. It is, I'm empathetic. I am genuine. I am authentic. I am a fighter. I just cannot take injustice. So I don't know how many words I'm out yet, but you know, I really hope to prove that I'm the real thing.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, I hope to see that happen. Thank you.
You bet. Well, thank you. I appreciate the interview.
Thank you.
And
let's go grab a coffee. Some green chili.
Sounds great.
All right, so we are back with Matt Dodson. We are here at, what is this, Ex Novo, the brewing company here on Central. And we're going to continue to ask a few questions. As Senator, where do you stand on LGBTQ rights? I'm going to assume, because everything we've talked about, that you are for universal health care and the allowing trans surgery, gender reassignment surgery. So just getting some more detail on that, at least.
So I ran for office several times, and I supported gay marriage long before it was legalized. And trust me, even knocking on the doors of Democrats, it was not always a popular issue. So I know that I've helped change a lot of minds. So that's what you initiate. And now it's just common. Yeah. And it's accepted, and it should be. But gay marriage didn't go far enough, because it's still legal to fire somebody for being gay. It's still legal to kick somebody out of their apartment for being gay. So we still need to expand those rights tremendously. So I'm a full supporter of LGBTQIA2S+ rights. And now that they're demonizing transgender people so bad, that has got to be dealt with. Again, this is all part of the fear and hate of the Trump administration and the Republicans. And we've got to quit preaching fear and hate. And they are not the ones who are responsible for our economic situation or for anything of that nature. Yeah. So stop it. And then for transgender rights, I still have a lot to learn, but being able to start puberty blockers when needed, in full support of, with proper, what would you call it, counseling, and then and hopefully you have parents that are involved. But again, if you have truly conservative parents, boy, do I feel for people that have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Now, surgeries, top surgery, I have no problem with. The bottom surgery, I would prefer it after the age of 18.
And that's, I think, is a fair thing.
Well, I still have a lot to learn on that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the belief is so broad, and I'm a person who fully supports that, and there isn't a whole lot of health risks at any age of doing it, but you don't fully understand. Everyone consistently changes who they are. Their body's always changing, and I'm in full support of trans people, so being able to just get that done earlier on in life can help a lot of people. But I definitely see a lot of the people's points of saying, wait till you're 18 and whatnot. So,
well, I've just spoken to too many transgender people and their parents that have said that it's life-saving because they truly don't belong in their body. And between having somebody who commits suicide and somebody who has surgery, which frankly, even top surgery can be reversed.
yeah.
So, and people do reverse. So again, I know that when people change their mind that they go, oh, see, that never should have happened and it should all be illegal. But
That's not always the case.
that's correct.
It's just hate. It's a hate. Obviously, I'm assuming you are a fan of local businesses. As someone from Farmington, there's a lot of local businesses up in Farmington. Do you have a particularly favorite small business here in Albuquerque, up in Farmington, Roswell?
Well, I am a small business owner, so I prefer small businesses all the way around. Do I have a favorite one? Yeah, I can't say I do. I do like local breweries.
Yeah.
Uh, what I really want to promote are small businesses, employee-owned businesses, and co-ops.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, to the extent of, I think we have a huge crash coming. So just like 2008 after the crash, a great example would be the government, you and I, we the people, bailed out General Motors, gave them a loan to keep them functioning, which they did pay off. But what I would do is I would pass a law that any company that goes bankrupt that is still a viable company or a company that we want, that the employees have right of first refusal to buy that company, even if government help is needed to provide the loan or whatever. So that way, even though I'm pro-union, employee-owned businesses are even better than unions because you're not fighting with the owners and management. You are the owners and management, and you're splitting all the profits.
Yeah, and that's a great thing because there's a local comic book store. I don't know if you've done any research into what I have done recently, but lately I've been on a huge promoting small businesses streak. One of my last interviews that I have yet to post was with another local small business, but a few weeks ago or last week I did one with a local comic book store called Scumpit Comics, which is employee owned, and a lot of their collection that they actively sell is privately owned stuff that the employees have given to the store to sell. And a lot of that stuff is really helpful. It gives back to a community that is at a whole much larger, which is one of the things I stand on as a superhero, is building a sense of community.
And there's nothing better than that, than the opposite is a corporation owns a business, all they want are all the profits, and like Walmart, at the end of the day, they poke the button and all that money goes to Arkansas instead of our local community. And when money stays here, it transfers hands so many times that it benefits the local community. So absolutely, I want local businesses.
So you currently still live in Farmington, but I'd say a lot of the major population for New Mexico and the people who will be voting for you are here in Albuquerque. So have you had like a chance to fully go out and just explore Albuquerque, like every single nook and cranny? And I'm assuming you've done that before, even running, but what's your favorite hole in the wall spot? Your favorite just place to be here in Albuquerque?
Well, right now, walking, I'm going all over Albuquerque. So the favorite business right now that I keep going back to is Differential Brewing because it's very progressive. And I had an AMA there. They welcomed me with open arms. It's near the university. The people that go there are very progressive. And it is so great to be around people that just think like us.
Yeah. Okay, so myself, I'm a very big fitness guy. I like to stay in shape, which is, partly because of the costume, but also just because I like promoting an active lifestyle. Albuquerque and New Mexico itself are known for its hiking grounds and its natural beauty. Do you have any plans to help preserve those hiking trails and our local environment, even with like whole AI and even the Amazon warehouse up there in the west side?
Well, understatement. I mean, I would expand a lot of this. So I'm completely against selling off any public lands, period. And again, part of the crash that I think's coming, I would put people back to work like FDR did with the Civilian Conservation Corps, the Works Progress Administration, WPA, stuff like that. So one thing that really needs done in New Mexico is to clear our forests, to get a lot of the dead growth out. And again, that's best not done by clear cutting, but by going in, choosing trees, properly thinning, properly logging, labor intensive work, hauling the logs out by horse, etc. The CCC built a lot of the trails in our national parks in the 30s. So, and they built the lodges, So I would promote all of that being done again. And it gets people into the outdoors. And then once they learn it, when they have children, they take their children to the outdoors. So there's so much to be done there.
Do you have any final words for your opponents out there, or the future fellow members of Congress, other than watch your days because change is coming?
Change has to come. Matter of fact, Americans are so fed up right now with what's going on. Congress has a 10% approval rating, and people keep voting for the same old shit. Enough of that. It is time to get new people in there who are actually going to be working for we the people and not the corporations, the billionaires, and Israel. So, yes, Congress, if you're not working for us, get out. Congress, if you're not willing to do the hard work, stand up to the corporations, stand up to Israel, get out. Because we are done with you, we're fed up with you, and you need to be working for us.
If you are not with us, then that means you are against us.
So pretty much. Matter of fact, I will take a huge quantum leap forward, like with the genocide in Gaza. If you cannot call the genocide in Gaza a genocide, you are complicit in genocide. And you, as a member of Congress, should be prosecuted for war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide.
Amen. Well, thank you again, Matt Dodson, for interviewing with me, sitting down with me,
Safeguard,
willing
thank
to
you.
walk around. I really do look forward to your candidacy.
Well, thank you. If I can get in, there will be so many changes in D.C. When they say one person cannot change stuff, well, I hope to prove that wrong. And yes, we need to get many, many other people in there to help me out. But one person raising hell can initiate the change. And it's time to bring hope back to the American people.
God bless. One last thing. Do you have a favorite dinosaur?
A favorite dinosaur? Wow. I don't. Even after seeing all the Jurassic Park movies and everything, I don't have a favorite dinosaur.
Wow. Well, I gotta go. No, I'm joking. All right, so if you're not a dinosaur guy, are you a plane guy? I'm assuming with the Air Force stuff. You have a favorite type of plane?
Do I have a favorite type of plane? Any plane that is completely silent. So I live too close to an airport. Noise drives me crazy.
You would like my plane then. I'm a Comanche Piper fan.
Really?
Yes, sir. It's small, it's light, it's beautiful.
Is it quiet?
Oh, it's quiet.
Oh, okay, very good.
Well, it's quiet-ish. When you're closer to it, it's a little loud. But it sounds like a hummingbird if you're closer to it.
Oh, really? Oh, very cool.
It's a beautiful plane.